it's kind of funny because I kind of just mentioned the fact that I was doing already multiple kinds of mixed martial arts, or mixed martial arts, someone might say. Again, it's been around for so long now, people don't remember that, before the UFC, martial arts were very segmented. It's like if you're a tennis player, you're a tennis player. If you're a squash player, you're a squash player. Well, imagine a tournament where a tennis guy and a squash guy compete against each other in a mixed rules tournament. It'd be pretty weird, right? That's kind of a good one. Or another analogy I give would be a tennis guy and a ping pong guy. Just because you're good at ping pong doesn't mean you're going to be good at tennis. So imagine if they were able to have a ping pong champion and a tennis champion play each other in some weird hybrid format, maybe like a unique paddle and a unique ball or something, right? So you usually had karate tournaments, you had boxing matches, wrestling tournaments or judo tournaments, but those guys never fought each other. So I started competing in martial arts when I was 5 or 6. I won my first national championship when I was 15. Actually, I competed in Japan. I was a provincial champion in Japan when I was a kid. And then I started competing in Canada when I moved back. And I won my first national championship when I was 15 in the kind of brown belt category. And then when I turned 16, I was able to earn my black belt. In traditional martial arts, typically you don't earn a real black belt until you turn 16. There's a bit of an age rule. I turned 16 and then won my first national championship and had a great competitive career. So I was a 9-time national champion in Canada in different types of martial arts. 3-time world champion in traditional karate. And so that naturally led into getting into mixed martial arts, because at the time when I was doing martial arts full time, I was training between training and teaching 8 hours a day. It's all I did. We had a big martial arts school. It was my passion. All my friends were doing it. When UFC started in 1993, I had a chance to actually go to the 3rd UFC ever. I was actually at that show before the current owners of the UFC. They got introduced to the UFC at UFC 7. I was at UFC 3. One of my dad's friends was the first Canadian to fight in the UFC, Harold Howard, who fought in UFC 3. And he was, going down to fight, so we jumped in the car and went down to watch him. And it was crazy. That was the show where the 600-pound sumo wrestler fought the 200-pound Kempo guy. Royce Gracie was there. He fought Chemo with the ponytail. They had their big, historical, 15-minute fight or whatever it was. That was the first UFC that Royce Gracie didn't win. He won the first 2, but he actually didn't win. That one, my friend made it to the finals and then lost in the finals. And it was insane. No rules, no rounds, no weight classes, no gloves. And it was an amazing thing for us to see, because we're like, wow, now we've actually seen a karate guy fight a sumo wrestler. We've seen a boxer fight a jiu-jitsu guy. It was amazing to see it come to life. It was almost like a real life video game.